7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The wife just went to bed, and so I figured since I wasn't ready to join her, I was going to get in and get a few games. So here we are. We just finished up our last standard event earlier. Ended up going 7-2. Was happy with that. The last two events have gone pretty well. I've lost 3 games to mono white, and so far have not lost anything else. Tovalar's Huntmaster has been very good in the mirror match. It seems like, at least the way I play the matchup, I play it pretty slow and grindy, but I try not to get into a lot of racing situations because I think the Huntmasters are, given the time to draw them, gonna catch me up in a lot of those games, and that has been the case in some of those, or at least I feel like it has been. One of my original intentions for starting doing this on Twitch was to be able to go back and watch a lot of my games to see if I noticed anything that I could have done differently in the games, watching them back that I wasn't seeing in real time. I realize that's kind of doubling the amount of time that that I'm spending doing magic related stuff though, and a lot of times I could have watched my VOD from the earlier session today. I could be doing that now, but I decided, hey, I'd just rather jump in and play some more games. So I don't know how much I'll actually be going back and doing the review. I don't know, but for now we're just gonna jump in and play another standard event. But that was kind of my initial reaction to the Tovalar Huntmasters. Is I feel like they've been very good in the matchups that I've wanted. Now, oh, we got a viewer. Excited to see you here. Welcome, welcome. We're just getting started on probably a short session, but we're gonna play some mono green and some standard events. Um, I am looking for recommendations on any cards that would make the mono white matchup easier. I don't want it to go any earlier. The earlier the game ends, the better for mono white. So that's probably not the best. But yeah, any card suggestions that you have in chat, my one viewer, if you have anything that you know of that makes mono white more favorable or to play against as mono green, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. That is by far the most difficult matchup that I've experienced thus far. I'm going to go ahead and very quickly show you the deck list as it stands, and then we'll jump into a game. So I feel like sometimes, I'm new to this. I don't know how often, as an established streamer, I imagine you don't rehash content too much because you're just constantly moving on to the next thing that you want to showcase or whatever. But, I kind of feel like you, my one viewer, are probably not a viewer that has been to the stream before. I have had a few repeaters, but, I'm still trying to see who's interested in watching me. So chances are you're new and you don't know where I am with the deck. So just a quick kind of get you in on the ground floor with where we're at. I think the list I started with was pretty standard. I found it on 17 lands as a starting point. I had to make a few concessions to the fact that I'm out of mythic and rare wild cards. I have all the mythics that I want. I think the only mythics are Wrens, and I don't see a real need for any other mythics in the deck. I do only have 2 trolls. Those are going to be my next 2 rare wild cards. I will eventually, I think, top off mammoths as well. Right now, my plan is to replace the 1 Florahedron, the 2 Lotus Cobras, and maybe the Inscription. Although I'm starting to come around on Inscription the more I play with it. I don't think I was finding the best use cases for it. But anyways, definitely want 2 trolls, some number of mammoths to fill as many spots as I feel like I have open. The 3 kind of spots that I think are more unique to the build, are the Unnatural Growth and the 2 Tovalar Huntmasters. The Unnatural Growth I have seen in some lists, and I think is one of, it's very good for racing situations. I think honestly this is one of the cards that can help me steal a game from mono white. And then the 2 Huntmasters have served me well so far in grinding matchups. Monogreen Mirror. There was a green-white landfall deck that I played that it was very useful in as well. So yeah, just to give me something kind of more over the top. I know, sometimes it just feels like Ren makes one thing. If that thing's not enough, you got to take a turn up to tick it up before you can get your second Tree Folk. And the way that I play most matchups, anyways, I'm much more interested in, grinding things out, it seems. Maybe some mono green players play the matchups more aggressively, but oftentimes I'm finding myself using some combination of Tracker, Chariot to make more clues, Ren and 7, along with Ranger class to level up a Ranger's class and leverage the top of my deck as much as possible to get ahead in the late game that way. I do feel like the two Hunt Masters I'm able to find somewhat consistently. So yeah, other than that, I have one layer of the Hydra. I don't want more than that right now. It is awkward sometimes with the mana base for both the Blizzard Brawls with Snowlands as well as coming into play tapped. I think one is fine though. Then 24 Snowlands, including the full set of Faceless Haven. Sometimes this is a little awkward with Old Growth Troll, but especially since I have the other 3-drops here that do allow me one colorless. I feel like that, I'm trying to get to 4 or 5 anyways, so hopefully if I take a turn off from triple green on turn 3, I'll hopefully have another 2-drop or a different 3-drop to play, and then be able to play Troll. And it hasn't come up too much, but then again, right now I'm only running 2 Trolls, so it could come up more often once I get the other 2 Trolls, and I might have to reevaluate that. But right now I've been happy with the Havens. The other thing I really like about Haven in this deck is that they are also wolves to be able to fight with the Huntmaster. I find a lot of times because of Azeka's Chariot, because of Rangers classes, sometimes if I just have 2/2s, I'm fighting other 2/2s, and then it's just like they're trading in combat anyways. To really get ahead, it can be nice to leverage a 3/3 pack leader or a 4/3 Faceless Haven to really start picking off their smaller chump blockers. That's another reason why, I really like getting in with Rangers class leveled up early on a wolf to make a wolf token a 3/3, so later on it can fight more effectively. It's also the reason I like to Hunt Masters. I've had a couple games. I've had at least one game so far that getting out double Hunt Master, they've started to be able to fight with one another, and that's obviously going to kill most things. So anyways, that's the deck as it stands. So let's go ahead and jump into some games. So as we find our first opponent, just a little bit more about me. I am obviously a new streamer, but I'm also new to Arena. I've played Magic for quite a while, off and on, since '95, quite honestly. But I've not played for a number of years, but have started playing again just about a week before Midnight Hunt came out. So that's kind of where we're at as far as, and this is my first time playing Arena as well, obviously. So I'm still getting used to the interface a little bit. I still don't know all the cards, and if there's a off-tier deck, I'm not going to know what it is. I played against Mill for the first time either yesterday or today and was turned off a little bit by that. So yeah, anyways, we have Pack Leader on turn 2, probably off the Florahedron since we only have 3 lands anyways. Cobra doesn't do anything right now. I'm not going to play it on 2. I could play it on turn 3, but I don't have another 2-drop to take advantage of that, so I'll probably just play Tracker on 3 the way it stands right now. This is definitely a keep, though, so off we go. Was that loud? Yeah, that might have been loud. I'm gonna have to get a coaster or something for that. I don't wanna blow the eardrums out when I put the glass down. Okay, 4-drop. Obviously, I have plenty of time to draw a 4th land, but if I had already drawn a 3rd land, I think I would be interested in maybe ramping to Florahedron, because ramping with Florahedron to get to 4 on turn 3, because Azeka's Chariot is very good against mono white. But I do have a good 2 and a good 3 against mono white. I'm not happy to be playing this matchup the first game in an event. the more I play mono white, the more I lose. That's just how it is with mono green. That's why I'm looking for something to make it easier. I might have to do some scouring, maybe a gather search or something. I don't know. I, I don't know if anybody still uses Gatherer to look up their stuff. That tends to be how, I look things up or whatever. I guess I could just use the client, right? That's probably much easier. Maybe I'll give that a try later on tonight, depending on how long we actually are playing games. By the looks of it, we're not going to be playing this game for very long. This game is pretty much done already. Yeah. I should have double checked before I played the third land. I didn't really pay attention to what I drew. If I drew another 2-drop, I think Cobra into the other 2-drop might have been better, considering I already have the other force. Okay, so I've got 2 clues that I will not have any time to crack before I die a horrible death. But we'll let the opponent kill me because, hey, why not, right? Would it ever be fast enough if I played Lotus Cobra next turn, hit another land, and played Huntmaster the turn after? Probably not, especially now. I think he would actually should take Lotus Cobra here. He can't take both chariots, so I don't understand that play because I'm obviously still able to play the other chariot on 4. So I don't know. I mean, not that any of this matters, right? But yeah, I'm just dead if I play the Cobra. I'm just dead anyways, to be quite honest. But we're fighting the good fight. Fighting the good fight. Yep, we're dead, but we'll let it happen, like I said. So my one viewer, I'm still getting used to how to interact with chat. Obviously, I know a lot of people just come and hang out and they don't ever want to say anything in chat, and that's cool. But I'd love to hear from you. Kind of what I'm interested in knowing most is how long have you been playing Magic? Presumably you play Magic if you're here watching me play Magic, but have you played Arena or are you mostly a Moto player? If you play Arena, how long have you played? What's the experience been like for you? I'm really interested in that. I've been loving it so far. Like I said, I downloaded it on my phone and enjoyed playing it on that, so then I decided to take the plunge and play it on the desktop as well. So alright, well, that did not go great. Started off playing against mono white. Like I said, the more I play against mono white, the less I tend to win. So let's jump right back in and hope we fare better against something different this time around. Still getting used to the setup as well. I've got Arena on this monitor over here. I've got my stream set up over here to my left. So I find that in between games I'm looking over here, so I'm a little off direct line. I haven't even watched the playback yet to see how I look on camera with it, kind of me looking at the camera. I don't know. I guess that's all logistical stuff I'll figure out at some point, but really doesn't matter to the gameplay experience, I don't think, at this point. This hand's fine. Obviously, I'm going to play the Mammoth as a land to make sure I get to at least 3. I have things to do on 2 and 3. 5 and 6 drops are not great if I don't have anything to bridge, because I need both something to play on 4 and I also need 2 more lands. So this is a little bit on the loose. It's looser than I first thought when I decided to keep this, but I'm going to lean on Pack Leader and Old Growth Troll to hold the fort until we either draw lands or spells we can cast, one or the other. I think that's reasonable in this deck. I have way more hits than misses to get me there. So had a game earlier where I drew all 4 Wrenn and 7s in a row, though, on 4 land, of course. So that was nice. But okay, so I know there's the one starter deck that runs the Brushfire Elementals, and it's pretty aggressive. It's actually the one that I started playing while I was still building somewhat of a collection. I think it's actually very good with some upgrades, so we're not going to take this lightly, but I'm pretty sure probably what we're playing is, pretty off meta and probably pretty close to that. I'm definitely going ahead and swinging in with the pack leader. I don't think there's any other decision other than Old Growth Troll after combat either. So I'm still working on, how quickly I come to decisions. I definitely play slower when I'm streaming, but I'm also trying not to um, try to overcompensate and play faster, because I also feel as though I need to take that extra time, because there have been quite a few times where I have seen a mistake or a much better play or a line that I did not see right away and clicked a little bit too quickly. So, I'm normally a pretty slow player. I own that by default. But I feel as though, you know, Arena gives me a set amount of time, both with the turns and with the extensions that it gives me. And if I have to use all of that in order to play well, then damn it, that's what I'm going to do. So also let me know what you think of the pace of play. Is it too glacially slow? Is it boring to you? Would that cause you to leave and go watch some other stream? Or do you like the amount of commentary that I give and my thought process on the plays? And I don't know, just let me know. I'm not interested in the abundance this turn because it doesn't really. I mean, I could get in some damage, but I don't think he's chump blocking anyways. I think he wants to go for like a big turn of something or another. I'm gonna play Ranger's Class and pump it up, get in for an extra damages. I'm gonna put it on the trampler, the counter. I know Pack Leader can get trample, but chances are it's not. There was some consideration, honestly, to waiting till post combat because maybe I draw something better off the Pack Leader, but I'm not going to pass up damage on a trampler. If the Old Growth Troll did not trample, I probably would not have done this. Yeah, so like I said, I'm sure he's setting up for some big turn where he's going to try and swing for a lot. I just don't see him swinging for 20, and then I don't see how he also survives the next turn if he is attacking with his creatures this turn. So he doesn't have like a fetch land of any nature. Okay, so he's got that thing. So that's obviously good. I can't block the Brush Fire, but that's fine because I can always block the Hellhound, and I don't see him giving that trample in any way. So this is all cool, but I mean, he's definitely just dead, right? Yeah, so not even going to bother blocking. I'm not going to play anything pre-combat. I'm just going to get in there and get him dead, right? Yep, there we go. So, good game opponent. I really do think that for a starter deck, that red-green deck was, I mean, by far the best of the 10 decks. That's once I got all 10 decks unlocked, that's exclusively what I played to start building a collection. And it eventually got me, you get a couple pack leaders, I think, or maybe Rangers. I can't remember. You either get Rangers classes and I got lucky and opened pack leaders, or the other way around. But yeah, so when I saw the spoilers for Midnight Hunt and I saw that the werewolves were going to be a thing, I kind of just leaned heavy into that. Those were the first couple wild cards that I spent were on filling out my 4 ofs of Rangers class and pack leader. And then when Midnight Hunt came out, I just tried to be a werewolves deck, and that did pretty well for me for a while. However, I mean, once I got enough wild cards to get Rins and Chariots, I mean, the mono green is just in a different league from the werewolves deck. The werewolves deck draws a ton of cards, so good lord, between the pack leader and the ranger class, which are shared by this deck, but I think you leverage it a lot better in the werewolves deck. But also just Tovolar, just so many cards. But yeah, it's enabled me to really grind some things out. But then again, so do, I mean, between Chariot, Tracker, and Ren and 7, I do feel as though the mono green deck is the better Ranger class deck. And like I said before, with how I like to play the matchups, a lot of times I'm leaning heavily on that. So I've been happy with the playstyle of this deck so far, as opposed to the werewolves deck. I may revisit that at some point. I don't know. I guess Crimson Vow is coming out, and presumably, in addition to, from what I understand, to be a ton of vampires, there will be more werewolves. So maybe we'll check out the red green werewolf deck again and see if God, this hand is ugly. No creature for the early Blizzard Brawls, and the lair to make the Blizzard Brawls awkward anyways. I mean, Chariot and the Wrenn is good, but I don't think we can keep this. It's unfortunate. Um, the Brawl always wants to show up with either the lair of the Hydra, the Florahedron, or in this case, both. So honestly, the rest of the hand looks pretty sweet. So as sad as it is, because Blizzard Brawl's probably, I mean, one of the best cards in the deck, realistically. Like, this card is just so good for Mono Green. But in this case, we're putting it back, I do believe. It's the one card on our hand that makes it pretty awkward. I can go Florahedron on 1, lair on turn 2. Remember, there's only one lair in the deck, so there's no chance of me drawing a second lair and having to play tapped on turn 3 or 4. So every other land in the deck comes into play untapped. I already have the third land rolled up for the tracker, and hopefully I'll get there for the Chariot on turn 4. So all in all, a very good 6-card hand. Okay, mirror match. Presumably. I don't know. Not great to be down a card and on the play in the mirror match. Like I said, I like to play this matchup pretty grindy, so being on the play I don't think is much of an advantage. Man, that's awkward. I have 0 snow in play. But what I have found is that Blizzard Brawl is good at any point throughout the Mono Green mirror match, so if I'm not dead yet, I will be able to find a good spot for this Brawl when I get my snow online. So I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to attack an off-air trade. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'd much rather trade with the pack leader than the tracker. But if I swing... yeah, I just got to get in. If he brawls the tracker, I still can't block with the pack leader anyways. Yeah, I'm getting in. I'm fine with that. Like I said, anything I can do to slow this down. I think my build with the trackers, especially, and the Huntmasters, is more able to recover from card disadvantage than maybe other builds are. And so I don't think either of us are going to win an out-and-out race early in the game. So like I said, I just got to hit 2 more lands, and I think I'm in good spot after drawing that Huntmaster. And you know, the tracker's going to buy me some time. The Chariot's going to buy me some time. The question is, realistically, do I actually attack with the tracker here? I'm not super interested in ramping him to a Wrenn next turn. Although, I could definitely... Actually, yes I am, because the Brawl will hopefully be online next turn if I draw a land. Yeah, and honestly, even if I have to trade Brawl and Chariot, that's not too bad, because I'll trade that for the Tree Folk and then be able to attack in and kill the Wrenn, so it's still a 2 for 2. So I think I am actually going to attack in this case. Sure. Yeah, that's a pretty easy block from opponent. I agree wholeheartedly that, I mean, it's just because it's the best play for me to attack doesn't mean it's also not the best play for him to block. It's one of those situations where I just think that that's correct, so that's what we're going to do. Even though I don't like the idea of ramping him, I do really like the mana advantage that the Troll Enchant gives. It's, I mean, such a good card. I can't wait to get 2 more in this deck. Oh, he's also playing trackers. Okay. So, pretty grindy for him as well. Let's see what else he can do this turn. He's definitely not cracking the clue. Of that much I'm certain. I would love to hit another land so I could Brawl and bash in. That would be ideal. Okay. Neither a land nor a card I could play. I am pretty interested in cashing in my clue. I can't do anything else. And like I said, any other snow lands. So I've got 22 snow lands left in the deck to hit. Turn on the Brawl and give me a good turn. So we're definitely going to crack this here. Okay, at least it's a card I can play. Now the question is, do I trade the Chariot for the tracker? And I think the answer to that is no. I will block it with the pack leader if he attacks next turn. and I'm happy to make that trade and just try and push this Blizzard Brawl further down the line where it can become relevant. Continue to try and hit land to unlock my 5 and 6 drop in hand. So I think that's what we're interested in doing. It's kind of weird not to either attack or block with the Chariot. Yeah, I guess if I attack with Chariot and he trades for Tracker, then depending on what he plays next turn, if I hit a land, I can Brawl and then get in with these guys and draw a card off the pack leader. So yeah, maybe I am supposed to attack here. I've talked myself into it. If he doesn't block, though, I want to leave the 3-power creature back so I can trade on my turn, or on his turn, rather. What is he pausing here? Does he have inscription? He can inscribe, yeah, to fight my... Oh, okay, he just put 2 counters on. So he lets me have the token, but he eats the Chariot without trading. And now I have to trade 2 for 1 if he swings next turn. I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't get to make the extra cat if I didn't attack. So I'm still traded the inscription for the Chariot, and the token was free, so if he swings in, I'm still trading these 2, and it's kind of like just trading the pack leader for the Tracker. So yeah, super happy to get that out of his hand. Well, that's obviously awkward. But that's okay. Hopefully I draw a land next turn. Rin keeps me in this by quite a bit. I'm not blocking here. I'm going to need material to catch back up. I do believe. And I can always jump later when maybe I can gang block. But yeah, no blocks. So I'm just trying to hit anything playable. There we go. I mean, I'm not happy with this because it's still not doesn't enable the Brawl or the Rin, but it's a playable card. It had to fall in one of 3 categories, right? Playable card, land, or well, yeah, I guess the third category would be one of the other Rins or the other Tovolar, or the unnatural enchantment, unnatural growth. Yeah, so I guess there's 5 dead cards I'm drawing to. That's more than I was hoping it would be. That's not great. I'm definitely not attacking here because vigilance, and he also has Faceless Haven and a Old Growth Troll still to get. So we're not in great shape here. This Huntmaster, in theory, is a very, very good card, but if I'm too far behind when I have to play it, it's obviously, I mean, it can't work miracles, right? Yep, here comes the troll. So I am interested this turn in trading off everything, if at all possible. Like if he, I don't know, plays a Ren, or he's just got Brawls with Snowlands. That must be nice. I envy that man. Far from near. Okay, so I mean, now my best trade is trading all of the tokens off for Tracker, which I think is still fine. If I draw a land, the Rin is going to be the Tree Folk from Rin is going to trump the Troll all by itself. And if we don't draw a land, we're just super dead anyways, right? I keep forgetting I can do that with the interface. Just click on all the blockers and select them all at one time. Did he change the order of the cats there, or is that just like a graphical thing? I just found that amusing. The cats definitely switched order. Second troll is terrible for me. Yeah. Not great. So I think I'm just dead here. Yeah, even if I would have hit a land, he has 3-4 power attackers next turn, and the best I could do is produce a Tree Folk. So we'll make him do it. But oh, I played it as a land. Perfect. So I guess we pre-conceded. That's alright. Yep, come get me. I accept. Well, this event is not going as well as the others. Mono green in round 1, or mono white in round 1. We won a game against a red-green landfall deck in round 2, and we could not win the mono-green mirror in round 3. Can't win them all, especially the land on that in that game was just very awkward. Um, I guess that's one of the ways you lose, right? But um, this deck does play. There's 20 snow-covered forests plus the 4 faceless havens. There's one lair, so that's 25 land. Plus there is 2 mammoths and a tetrahedron that can be played as land. So 28 land sources plus the um, lotus cobras. So I think you just got to take some games to not draw enough land, but I don't think it's worth. I'm definitely not adding land. I guess that's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. Um, Cobra 94B. Ooh, there's all the lands. Once again, the brawls have looked really awkward in this whole set. Um, I mean, if I draw a creature, the brawl's probably pretty good. But if I don't draw, if I don't draw a creature, I'm probably just dead anyways. Can I really keep that? I just don't think I can keep. I can't just not do anything before Chariot into to Ren. Yeah, we're mulliganing. So, we're definitely putting a Brawl back. We're playing a Mammoth on 2, Mammoth on 3 into a Tracker. Or Mammoth on 1, Mammoth on 2 into a Tracker on turn 3. Yeah, I guess these hands, boy. Sometimes it just feels like you're throwing gold away. But I guess that's the price we pay. Hey, alright, so decision time, right? Would I rather have a Ranger class on turn 2, guaranteed, or a Tracker on turn 3 that could get just Jawari disrupted? I honestly think I'm going for Ranger class on 2 because I can always, if I don't hit another land on turn 3 to play the Tracker, I can always play the Mammoth and level up the Rangers class. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Rangers class is also very good against the blue control decks, blue, white, blue, green, or not blue, green, blue, white, blue, black. Okay, this is Esper. So all kinds of stuff that this could be. So since he's tapped out, I am going to go ahead and play a 3-drop. I'm still, maybe not. Maybe I just want to make sure I get Chariot, but he's definitely going to leave mana up on turn 3 to at least represent us. Saw it coming, right? So, but I guess if that's the case, I can always, well, he's not going to have a creature, so 3-drop plus Blizzard Brawl isn't going to do anything. I think I'm just playing a Tracker here. Since it's Esper, I'm a lot less worried about the 6-mana quad white destroy all the things. You could have other sweepers, obviously, but at least I won't lose my class and the clue before I have a chance to pop it. And we'll just see how the game progresses. If I can get down Chariot, great. If he leaves mana up, I'm just attacking for 7, which is also great. So, okay. So yeah, get to resolve a Chariot and draw this. Oh no, we don't get to resolve a Chariot. Right. That was the concession we made. Got it. Now I remember. Now I remember our mana being awkward. I'm gonna pop the clue. If I hit an untapped land, I can level up the Rangers class. If not, at least I've worked through a card. Play the Mammoth and can hopefully play a Chariot next turn. It's frustrating not to be able to play the Chariot when he tapped out to sweep, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The lands just don't want to agree today. Yeah, Lotus Cobra is also not going to be great here while we're stuck on lands. But it is something to play next turn. I can definitely, if I don't feel like running a Chariot into a counter spell, I can play a Lotus Cobra plus pump up the Ranger class. Honestly, now I can play the Cobra. If he doesn't counter it, I can still try for a Chariot. With 2 Chariots in hand, I don't care as much if he counters one. And I am somewhat interested in making him counter a spell this turn, because otherwise it gives him free range to Memory Deluge, and I'm not interested in having him do that either. So yeah, we're gonna start with Cobra. If he doesn't counter it, we're gonna jam a Chariot. Um, that does make us weak to Jawari Disruption when we don't have to be, but um, I don't feel like we can't play around everything here, so we're just finding a line. And yeah, he's definitely pausing here. He's got something. He decided that's not worth his time. Let's see if he bites on a Chariot. Oh, okay, okay. Honestly, I was not expecting that. He just really wanted the deluge. So either he didn't have the counter, and it was just always a question of his deluge when he wanted to do it, or he decided he'd rather deluge. So not exactly sure. He still doesn't. He only has 2 whites, so at least have 1 turn reprieve before. Well, I guess it's 6 mana anyway, so he can't play it next turn no matter what. But it is possible he gets up to quad white on turn 6, which is scary. Yep. I don't know how many of those you would play in a 3-color deck, especially when you can just meet Hookmasker and kill all my stuff for 4 mana. But it does leave me the Ranger class and the Chariot, right? So I can just fire up the Haven to crew the Chariot. Actually, I won't have a token to make those, so I'm probably just running the second Azeka's Chariot out. But that makes me not have any follow-up to the Revelry. It's a Revelry. No, the Revelry is the... I forget what the name of... Oh, I couldn't even pump that until I drew the Snowland anyways. Yeah, these lands, man, I tell you. Maybe I'm just supposed to attack with the Haven and also pump up the Ranger's class. I believe that might be the play. And then next turn, if he Revelries to deal with my 2 big threats, which are the Ranger's class and the Chariot right now, at that point I can drop the other Chariot and start trying to go off that way. Yeah, obviously if I had a if I had a token, I think it would be worth firing up the Chariot to copy the token, even though that is a little weak to the bounce spell. Well, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what's worse if he has the bounce spell. Anyways, Fading Hope, I think. Yep, that's all we got. We're done. He's stacked on cards. So next turn, if he does... Okay, I don't know what that is. So it can't be... Oh, it could just be Epiphany, right? Do the Esper decks play Epiphany? I have no idea. I would assume so. I mean, how do you not, right? If there was any way to attack with either the Chariot or the Haven at the same time as playing the Unnatural Growth, that would obviously be amazing. Yeah. So I've got a couple options. The first would be play the second Chariot to crew the Chariot and attack and make another token. I don't think that's the play I want to make. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in keeping the second Chariot for after he deals with the first one and getting full value out of that. So I'm not interested in playing the growth either. So my question is, or my decision is either go ahead and get this to level 3 or try and get in with a Haven. I think I'm just going to try and get in with a Haven. I still am a little concerned about the whatever that card is that I've been thinking of this whole game. Maybe I'm worrying about that card too much. I don't know. He could certainly kill this here, and that would set me back quite a bit. I wouldn't do anything this turn. Yeah. Okay. At least I have 2 mana open. I can crack the clue and try and draw land. Or we draw a third Chariot, you know? Sometimes your draws just don't work out. And there you go. So he had me covered even if I would have gone in on the Ranger's class this turn. I mean, this feels pretty bad from here. Now, why are these in separate sections up here? Can you see that? So this is a foretold card, and this is also a foretold card from what I understand. So I thought they would be grouped together. Is this just representing that one was foretold on a different turn? Um, I understand you can't play a foretold card on the same turn you foretell it, but after that, you can play it on any turn after that, right? So maybe they would have been separated for his turn, but then kind of like how the land you play is separate until the next turn, in which case it just kind of collapses back together. I would have assumed that would have happened here as well. Um, I have no idea. I don't know how we win this game. I think we have to play another chariot now. There's just no way around this. So I guess I'll play out the land first to play around like double Jwari disruption or something. It'd feel pretty stupid to not do that. There's no reason not to have this in hand. Or there's no reason not to have played the land first. Okay, so one of the foretold cards was a counter spell. Nothing I can do about that. I don't see a lot of ways back into this game right now. Yeah, Tracker is away. If it does resolve, it Cruise Chariot by itself. I gain a second clue. I can copy the clue with the Chariot. Start trying to accrue advantage that way. We go and we see what he does. Obviously, if he doesn't counter it, it means he can also flashback Deluge, which is also terrible for us. So, I mean, he might, even with a counter spell, he might have just decided that is better for his game plan. Yep, fair enough. I mean, I get the clue either way. I have another Chariot. Since I'm getting 2 clues, I think I'm going to go ahead and pop one and try and get into the land. I will be interested in copying the remaining clue with the Chariot in a couple turns. But I have nothing else to do with this mana anyway, so yeah, we're going to hit a land. I don't think I'm going to pop the other clue either on my turn or during his turn. My plan as of right now, and unless something drastic changes, is to leave this in play. He doesn't have a Hall yet. He has a Professor Onyx though, which is not great. Okay. I'm assuming that's going to kill the Tracker. Nothing else really makes sense here. Yep.
Witherbloom is just as dark and musty as I remember. This is my favorite part. Watch the life.
This is still a foretold card, right? The card up here. I think it is. So he's still got the Memory Deluge to reload. He's got 1 remaining card in hand, and he's got a card foretold. At this point, I think I have to dig for another creature. I can't even... Yeah, I think I've lost the luxury facing this Onyx to be able to wait around on this clue to copy it with Chariot. Not great draws. Not great draws. So... play Chariot, play Florahedron. I mean, he's definitely not countering a Florahedron, but I guess I can lead off with it just in case. No, I guess not. Is there a soft counter, like counter unless you play, I mean, there's like flip the switch, but nobody's going to play that, right? Is there any reason that I would need the 4 mana up to make sure this resolves? Probably. I mean, if he's got Assault coming, he's not countering the Florahedron. So we're just going to lead on this in case there's some card I'm not aware of. Okay, so that was the other suspended foretold card. I have no way to pressure this Onyx. I am going to have to play this as a creature. The next turn, I mean, he's going to go up, right? Yeah, it's up 1. So even with the unnatural growth, it's not going to be enough to kill the Onyx, which is unfortunate. Unless he plays a creature. If he plays a creature, I can brawl, hopefully killing it. And then, yeah, no. Okay, no such luck. So I think it's just unnatural growth to try and at least get the Professor down to 1. Oh, hey, Remus, for real. Nice to see you here. Glad to have you. Welcome, welcome. honestly, the games aren't going that good for me right now. The mana draws have been awkward, and yeah, it's not been great. But we're still having fun. We're out here battling, so doing well. Hope you are. Okay, so we have an unnatural growth. Let's go ahead and at least knock this Onyx down to 1. Big Florahedrons, roar! Yep. Oh, I did a check for Hall, and I somehow I completely missed the Hive of the Eye Tyrant while I was over there. Okay, well that's on me. I don't think we were winning this game anyways, but there was no need to do that. That's all right. It kept him. You know what? I just didn't want him to flashback Memory Deluge, right? That happens to you as well. All right. Well, I'm not alone. You made me feel better. I appreciate that.
Let's go digging.
Oh yes, look at all those creatures that I'm doubling the power and toughness of. This is not a good showing of this card. This card is not in here with this matchup though. It's a one of to try and make the mono white matchup a little bit better. I feel like I can steal a game every once in a while if they don't realize, that I can swing back for lethal on a turn that they ever extend on an attack. To that end, it has not proved its worth there yet, but it's only a one of, so I can't imagine that's going to come up too often. Here I am going to fire up the Hydra and try and attack the Onyx. I think he'll probably sack the... Actually, he'll probably let it go and be able to Memory Deluge. But I don't think there's much we can do about that. So we can do this for 7. I can't think of a real reason to do it for that much, though. I'm just going to do it for 4 and leave up some mana in case he thinks there's something else that I might have. Oh, yeah. I didn't have to do it for that much anyways. Now he's real big. He's going to kill that. Oh, nope. He's going to kill my guy. Okay. So Onyx is going to continue to be the bane of my existence. I don't get to draw a card either. Man, stingy. Stingy. He's drawing extra cards. The least he could do is let me draw extra cards. Now he's going to draw my cards. He's just... doing me dirty, man. Doing me dirty. Why Memory Deluge when you could just siphon and flash it back, you know? Siphon is really good. Yeah, this... him taking my Ren is not cool, man. Not cool. Not cool. I want one of those. I want one of those. I accept. Boy, yeah, so it looks like this is going to be a 1 and 3. It's probably my own hubris. I was bragging about having gone through 2 leagues and the only matchup I lost was mono white. So it seems as though Arena decided to humble me. Yeah, they did have everything, Remus. They had it all, right? We just were not able to put up any sort of fight here. If they could kill me in one swing, I would let them. And they can with the Hive. But I'm just going to go ahead and concede. Yep, that was that was pretty brutal. So after a couple 7 and X, that was a resounding 1-3 to bring me crashing back down to earth. That's okay. Those are bound to happen, right? We're just gonna jump in and do another one. Let's get my 3 uncommons. Oh yeah. Thunder Rebuke is actually a playable card that I probably don't have 4 of yet, right? So that's exciting. Alright, so just building up that collection 3 uncommons at a time. From what I understand, right, Remus, maybe do you know the answer to this? If I play in standard events, the rewards that I get are only standard legal cards. Is that correct? So in theory, ever so slowly, I am hopefully building up the standard collection. Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, let's go into another one and see if we can do a little bit better this time. So Remus, I don't know if you were here. All card rewards are standard legal. Okay. Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. So I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was explaining that I had only been playing since about a week before Midnight Hunt came out. So um, between drafts and just opening some packs, I have I think about half the rares and maybe a quarter of the mythics from the set. And I've kind of paused on doing any more drafts and or opening any more packs. At this point, I'm kind of saving up golden gems for when Crimson Vow comes out. Um, so, what's your experience? Do you feel as though like a an avid player, um, at least somewhat decent, maybe 50 to 55% win rate in draft and or constructed. Specifically draft, I hear that that's better for card collection. But as free to play, do you feel as though set completion, before the next set comes out is realistic, or is that kind of out of reach for the average player? What's your opinion on that, if you have one? That's my current plan. It's not working out with Midnight Hunt, but this is the first set I really kind of floundered around and didn't know what I was doing. And also, from what I understand, the the set time between Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow is shorter than normal. What percentage collection are you at right now? I don't know how to see an actual percentage in client. Is there a way for me to tell that? I kind of just went in and kind of eyeballed it, to be quite honest with you. Very scientific method. Yeah, like I said, I've only been playing for a little bit. I probably don't know the ins and outs of the client and all the different tips and tricks on and ways to check on that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think Pack Leader here is better than Ranger class because I can attack through the ghoul. Okay, so red black snow. Or maybe not even snow. If you download MTG Assistant, it tells you your collection completion percentage and vault unlock percentage. Okay, I'm definitely gonna to look into that for sure. Yeah, I'm still kind of figuring out, what kind of stuff like that I want or makes sense to me. And just to be certain, I'm sure you're not telling me anything that would, but Arena is okay with that. It doesn't like violate the policies or whatever for Arena. Oh, oh, he wants a treasure. Okay, I thought for a second that I screwed that up, but no, he just wants a treasure. Okay, we're gonna play a troll. There was a consideration there to playing the Mammoth and playing Ranger's class this turn. Him ramping me is obviously great, though. I love that. They allow plugins, and most people use them. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you. Definitely will be looking into that. Oh, it's a Predator. I don't have a good way to deal with Predator. Oh, now I do. He can not make this indestructible without another creature, correct? Let's see. When it becomes tapped, sack another creature. Yeah, so that was a very fortuitous draw. Not gonna lie, good times to be had by all there. And I do have three. I don't have three snowlands. Hey, cancel, cancel, cancel. Yeah, it's probably still worth trading 2 for 1 here, right? But what I can do is I can play the Rangers class and then use the no, because it's not gonna get +1/+0 either. Ooh, awkward draw, awkward draw. I think I do have to trade 2 for 1 if I give him the chance to get another creature down. That thing's gonna eat my lunch. So. We are going to trade 2 for 1, and then because we're still mana tight, I'm going to play the class and play the Mammoth as a land. I think Huntmaster is going to be what we're aiming to do here. It's a little bit awkward all the way around. Not enough snow. Leaving a mana untapped on this turn doesn't feel great, but we got to do what we got to do. It's a super good card. Yeah, absolutely, Ramus. What was this? Okay, so he just played this as a 5/3. I accept. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can just play a Tovolar this turn. However, that means I don't get to attack with the wolf. Either playing the unnatural growth or pumping up ranger class means I do get to attack with the wolf, but I don't. If I just pump up ranger's class, I don't get to do anything else. Actually, I could just go to 3 on ranger's class, right? He's black red. He probably doesn't have a good way to deal with ranger's class. I think I'm interested in that. I'll get a little bit behind in the race, but I think between unnatural growth to race and Tovolar to maybe eventually fight this guy, um, yeah, I think I'm interested in doing that. Yeah, I'm pretty amazed that Blizzard Brawl is a card. Oh, I thought I was winning the race, and then he played a Goldspan Dragon. Boy. Hmm. So it feels like I almost have to play this tracker, or else spending the 4 mana last turn didn't do anything. But I'm never winning the race if I play the tracker. Playing the Haven is a no-brainer. I swing for 4 this turn. He goes to 11. I go to 2, so I'd have to kill him next turn. I mean, and I do that with the growth, right? If I play this and I have a 4/4 and another 4, yeah, he's definitely dead next turn to the unnatural growth. We're gonna start here. Okay, land on top. So I can also make the troll and still have enough to growth. Yeah, I think I'm interested in doing that. So I just hope he doesn't have another dragon. Or burn that goes to the face, I guess, would also do it. Or some other card I don't know about. Actually, Meathook Massacre does it too, so that's not great. But, you know, here we are. Let's see if Unnatural Growth can steal a game. I think I am interested in making the troll. That way I have 3 lethal attackers, so if he kills 1. And I definitely can't play growth and activate Haven. So I am just going to sack this at the end of the turn to get my troll back. He did have the Meathook Massacre. At least we thought about it, but yeah, good game. Thought we were going to get there with the unnatural growth. Bummer, man. Hey, we're up to 2 viewers. Ramus, somebody has joined you. Welcome to our new viewer. We are playing Mono Green in some standard events. It is not going amazingly well right now. Earlier today, we 7x'd 2 events. The last event we just got through playing, we went 1 and 3, and we're already down a game in this one we just started. Yeah, Goldspan is quite the card. The red green deck I kind of bridged between the red green starter deck when I first unlocked them. That was, in my opinion, by far the best deck. As I started building a collection, I kind of bridged that into red green werewolves, and then when Midnight Hunt came out, obviously I kind of had the choice. You know, do I go further in on the werewolves with like Tovolar and Arlen and all that kind of stuff, or do I just like, you know, build the red green good stuff, which would include like Goldspan Dragon and Troll. And I decided to go werewolves, and I think that was by far the weaker choice. It turns out mono green might just be better than red green anyways, so I don't feel like, you know, that was completely wasted. But not having Goldspans kind of limits the amount of decks I can play. Obviously, Goldspan goes in a ton of stuff and gets me closer to any number of additional decks. The Epiphany deck, and the Treasure deck, you know, whatever that was we just played, yeah, are all, you know, 4x Goldspan. So definitely a card that I'd be looking to to eventually get, but honestly, I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier, Remus, but I think I am just interested in um, kind of keeping up with current set as much as possible, and then having a more complete collection um, come next rotation. So I don't think, unless I'm really overproducing cards and have a surplus after completing a collection of Crimson Vow, I don't think I'll be going back and creating many cards from the previous two sets that'll be rotating before Midnight Hunt. This hand's awkward, but I think I have enough to do with my mana. Two classes plus the levels on those classes. I'll have to draw another green source eventually anyways, but if I don't draw another green source, I'm never winning no matter what hand I keep. So I think this is fine, not great. The hands tonight have been awkward. Maybe I'm not doing enough to help myself in that regard. Maybe I should be mulliganing more aggressively. Ranger's class is kind of one of those dangerous cards where you think it's just going to bail you out because you have stuff to do with the mana, but a lot of times you're maybe just getting a little too far behind. I did get bailed out and drew the land. It would really suck to get Blizzard Brawl next turn if I produce a pack leader, but I'm not interested in him just leveling up and being able to attack past my 2/2. So yeah, I think I am going to commit a pack leader to the board and see what happens. Yeah, I think we're just blocking. This is, what could this be? This is Inscription, I feel like. I find myself relying on Ranger's class, but if I level it up to level 3, I've probably already lost. Yeah, see, sometimes that's the case. I also feel like sometimes, though, I wait too long to level it up to level 3 because I feel like if I have other stuff to do, I shouldn't be leveling it up. But then it feels real bad if you finally run out of plays and then you level it to level 3 and you get a couple lands on top. Whereas I feel like if you level it to level 3 earlier, maybe you draw down to those lands more quickly because you had. It could be Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, I was thinking Snakeskin or Inscription. Both of them are bad for me, but at least Snakeskin I would trade. I'd be happy to do that. Inscription would be bad for me, but I think I would trade Ren for an Inscription. If he's going to do Inscription before he's able to kick it, I think I'm fine with that too. So I'm happy to just get the trick out of his hand. I'm also obviously happy with that result too. Just the old Mike Turin just try and sneak the damage past on the play. I'm not down for that. Not down for that. Not today. I guess since I don't have a 3 and I drew the Lotus Cobra, it's better to Lotus Cobra plus an additional 2-drop. It's a little awkward that it can't be another pack leader because the only land I have in play or to play is the Faceless Haven. So a little bit punished there, but that's okay. I think Cobra plus class is probably pretty good. Yeah, obviously not. I'm not going to attack my 3/3 into his 4/4. We saw how that turned out for him last turn. I'm not going to do that. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. So yeah, no attacks, and we'll second. I think I'm also interested in, he showed me he didn't have a trick last turn. So I think I am interested in trading my pack leader for his troll as well. If he attacks, I'll double block with the pack leader and the token. And he's tapped out now anyways, yeah, he figured it out. If he was going to try and bluff that, he would have had to do it before playing the Chariot, but he probably figured the same thing I did. If he bluffed it last turn and didn't pull the trigger, he definitely can't do it again this turn. Now, if he had drawn the trick, that would have blown me out, obviously, but nothing I can do about that. Yeah. Back to the mana being awkward. Draw the triple green with 2 green in play. That's not great, but it's okay. We got stuff to do with our mana. We can play a pack leader. It's still awkward, right? We can't play a pack leader and the other class. We can't play pack leader and level up. So I think it's play the second Rangers class and level up one of them. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, yeah, I forgot about the Lotus Cobra. So we actually have 5 this turn. The only way to effectively use 5 with 3 green is to play the Wrenn. It's not great because it's only making 4/4s, but I believe that's the best play we have this turn.
Those who harm the forest.
Yeah, I'd feel a lot better about this if the Tree Folk was a 5/5, so that way the Azika's Chariot would at least, if he wanted to make a token, would have to self-sacrifice instead of trade. How many Faceless Haven do I play? I play 4, which might be a mistake, but I feel like the trade-off, right, was more layers. Layer the Hydra meant that my Blizzard Brawls were awkward more often. And I felt like, more often that has been an issue for me. So, and I did want some number of manlands. So I play 4 Havens and 1 layer right now. Especially because right now I only have 2 Trolls in the deck. Because I don't have the wild cards to craft the other 2. So it doesn't come up as often. It might come up more often once I craft the other 2 Trolls, and I might reconsider that. But despite how this game is going, and to be fair, I could have played the Troll this turn off the Cobra, but still couldn't have used the other 2 Faceless mana, so still not great. But yeah, that's where I'm at for right now. What do you play? Do you play mono green? If so, what is your breakdown of manlands? Where do you fall on the Hydra Haven spectrum? I play Gruul Wolves, and I like to play 2 of each, and I'm going for the snow-oriented build. Yeah, so, okay, so you also play Gruul Wolves. So we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Like I said, I started out doing that, and, I decided to transition into mono green, but I did really like the build. Are you, like, pretty far in on the werewolves as well, with, like, Tovolar and Arlen and things like that? I was even playing Primal Adversary, which I just wanted another 3-drop, and being able to scale later in the game was also really nice. I feel like you draw a lot of cards, so you have the mana most times to make those pretty good. But the snow-oriented build was definitely where I was at with that deck as well. I was actually even playing the what is it, Frostbite Bolt or whatever it's called, the red 1-mana snow card. I have all the wolves. I'm just missing the Rockville. Yeah, I was missing those as well. But I was playing obviously the red green Snowland, which came into play tapped and annoyed me sometimes. we drew the 3rd Haven. Like I said though, I can still play the Troll off the Lotus Cobra. I'm much more interested in the Tree Folk going to 5/5, so that's great. He didn't attack at all last turn, huh? I'm really interested in that. Honestly, I'm going to go up first. I know this gives away a little bit of information if I don't play the land that I draw. But if I draw another Haven, well, it would be the 4th one, so it's probably not all that likely. But, so yeah, so now, since we aren't playing anything else this turn anyways, well, we could just play Forest, and that would also give us Rangers class. I think that's worth it. Or do we level up the Rangers class we already have in play? No, I think for right now we just want additional stuff. Ooh, I almost ran out of time. I need to pay more attention to that. Yeah, the rare wild cards are, I feel like, more in need than the mythics, which honestly is a good thing, right? You want the mythics to kind of be these flashy cards. So you don't need a ton of to make good decks. But yeah, the rare wild cards are really a pinch point. Yeah, I'm not interested in trading the 5/5 for the 4/4. I think he's looking for stuff to do with his mana. He's going to pump this Rangers class up to 3 pretty soon. I'm interested in keeping pace with that. So when he pulls the trigger and starts to move his in, I'm going to move mine in as well. If I feel like I need to, next turn I can minus Ren again to make another Tree Folk. But unless I'm under a lot of pressure, which I can't see myself on this board being under. Okay, he's got his own Ren, so yeah, I'm definitely doing the Ren dance. I'm going up again next turn. I honestly might just continue going up and try and work towards an ultimate. There's going to be a lot of stuff in the graveyard, and honestly, one thing that I think is underused with Ren, or at least I haven't seen my opponents ever do it, is the zero ability. Sometimes when you know, it's worth having one less Tree Folk than your opponent if your Tree Folks are guaranteed to be bigger than his. So, you know, I'm going to play a land for a couple more turns, but if I keep plussing and getting 2 to 3 land off of it, eventually my hand's going to get too full and I'm just going to dump a ton of land into play, and my Tree Folk is going to either force him to do the same or my Tree Folk's just always going to be bigger than his. There are only like 2 decks I've seen that need 5+. Yeah, exactly. There are like 20 decks that need 16+ rare. Yeah, for sure. Oh my god. So that's unfortunate. I hate losing the 1 growth. That does make me feel bad. I'm going to go ahead and play the Hydra here. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm going to be able to play the Pack Leader, so I'm not going to have to discard. Well, I'm already at 7, so I'd be down to 6. But so yeah, I guess I'm going ahead and playing the Pack Leader, and I am going to... I guess I'm going to pump both my classes up to level 2. Since I can't pump one to level 3 anyways. Just use my mana. I don't think I'm going to need the Faceless Haven to block. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. So, we both have Ranger's Class plus Ren. That can be a pretty easy way to get through the shuffler's not being kind. Yeah, it has been that way all night. That's okay. We're just living through it, right? We're just happy to be here. Yep. He might just go up to level 3 this turn, and that would be fine. Which means he'll be the first to... Yep. Oh, he leveled his other to level 2. Okay, so we got parity there. It's possible that I was supposed to take advantage of being the first one to level up my Rangers to level 2 and attack with something last turn. Maybe. But... I don't know what that would have been. If I had 3... I know that's great. If I only had the 3rd Rangers class. But... Okay, so you are interested in... I'm trading my Troll and a Wolf for your 6/6 Azeka's Chariot. I'm assuming this play means he has another Chariot. I've found that people, when they're willing to give up their Chariot, they have a backup Chariot. Which I don't necessarily think is always right? Sometimes you just got to run it in, and that's the best thing to do. But I have found that a lot of times that's what tends to happen. I'm not trading my Tree Folk. I got to keep pace with his 2 Tree Folk. Like I said, that's kind of what I'm interested in doing, is making my 1 Tree Folk bigger than his 2. I don't want to get more than 1 behind, so if I need to go down with Ren at some point, I can. But we're just going to see how it goes. My priority here is killing the Chariot. I'm fine ramping here because it gives me more fuel to level up and possibly play stuff off the top of my deck next turn. Because I'm actually going to block with a few more, like at least one more thing. So if he has a trick like an Inscription, I'm still trading. I'm not interested in get bloating out here. I don't think there's any reason not to do this. Yeah. I guess he could kill 2 wolves and not give me the ramp off the troll now. But yeah, I don't think he's interested in doing that. I think that would just be better for me, regardless of the fact that I'm not getting the ramp. Does he have double Snakeskin? I mean, this still doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, he's still... Okay, so now I've traded 2 tokens and a card for his Azeka's Chariot and 2 Snakeskin Veils. I'm very happy with that. And yeah, we get to... I guess sometimes Snakeskin Veils rot in the hand in the mirror match, but I'm going to draw Blizzard Brawls at some point, right? Or maybe I just never will. Who knows? I might mill them all with Ren, but maybe I get them all back with Ren eventually. So I did draw my own Chariot. I am interested in playing Chariot this turn, obviously, so that I can start attacking. And it's unfortunately he's going to get to play a land, so even with 2 Rangers classes, I can't... his Treefolk will just be able to eat my Chariot, unlike the trade I had to make. So that's not the best, but nothing we can do about that. I am going to do this first, just in case there's something I'd rather play off the top. I'm definitely doing this turn. That's enticing. It really is. Boy. And I still need to figure out what I'm doing with this turn, too. This might be the turn that I just zero. I am interested in playing the Chariot. I'm pretty sure that's the case. God. I hate to zero though too. I have 2 unknown cards in my hand. If I dump this, I should just dump everything there, right? Maybe I hold 1 forest back just to kind of give him the old sneaky. I think that's what we're gonna do. I don't know. Maybe that's too extra, but we're gonna try it. Oh, right. Dear Lord, I have not had this interaction come up yet. I did not even think about these triggering Lotus Cobra. I definitely should have played the other land because now I could have played another 2-drop off the top. Okay, it's another Rin, so it didn't punish me. I definitely... Oh, well, you know what? I could have popped the clue. I guess I can still pop the clue. I'm not doing anything else with this mana. I might want to keep the clue, though. The extra land... Yeah, it didn't really punish me there. Weird turn. Man. Alright. That's +1 for the Lotus Cobra. I've been looking for a reason to keep the Lotus Cobra in the deck. Not sure why he did that. Because if you get Blizzard... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. Water Ramp. Yeah, seriously. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think I can attack with the 11/11 because... I'm not interested in both of these coming through next turn. I will be attacking with the Chariot next turn and making another. Maybe I'm supposed to attack with the 11/11 to entice him to attack with his 6/6s. I could always chump them and then I could swing freely back with the Chariot. I think if he... Even if I swing with the 11 and he chumps it, he might swing with 1. I don't think he's going to swing with both, even if I do that. Okay, going down. He might have a second Rin. That would be a definite possibility. Yep. Now see, since I have another Rin coming in next turn, I'm definitely going down again next turn, playing a Rin and going down. So I'm going to catch up to his Treefolk, and mine are still... Well, he's still going to be 1 ahead, but mine are going to be decidedly bigger. Actually, I'm going to catch up once I trade in the Chariot, right? So, all good things, all good things. He still doesn't have his class to level 3, so that's another advantage that I have right now. Do you play Storm the Festival? I don't. I had 1 Storm the Festival and 1 Tovolar. And after playing a couple games with them, I decided that even though they were kind of equal in the amount of material that they provided on a normal basis, I think Storm the Festival, on average, provides about the same amount of material as a Tovolar. It was kind of hit or miss as to what direction that kind of took you in. Whereas Tovolar was always kind of enacting the same game plan, and I was kind of interested in having that consistency. So I decided to cut the Storm and add a second Tovolar, and I've been pretty happy with that so far. How about you? Do you run the Storm the Festival in your red-green deck? So I'm definitely making a token with the Rin in play. I think I'm interested in seeing how much I can play off the top before deciding to play the other Rin. Honestly, if I can keep going, I would do that despite not being able to play the second Rin. I thought about it, but it's very much a mono green card. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I didn't get very far. We're definitely just... It's a little weird that I should have checked that. I definitely am interested maybe in... my 11-11s are always going to be bigger than his 7-7s unless he takes a turn off to 0, which he only has one card in hand, so we'd have to go up a turn. So it'd be at least 2 turns away. So I definitely could use a troll at some point. So I'm not sure why I auto tap like that. I should have definitely checked. Yep, let's go ahead and go down. Before I show him the second Rin, I am going to go ahead and fire up the old Chariot and get in there. Actually, I'm going to play the land first so that I can do it off the Mammoth. Actually, it doesn't matter since he's summoning sick. I guess I'll do it off the 2 tokens. I do lose the mana now. That is a good point. I'm just going to do it off the Mammoth. Can I make use of this mana? I don't really want to activate Faceless Haven. I can't see a reason to do that. I'm not doing anything else with the mana, so I don't mind wasting one here to not show him the second Rin before I attack. Yeah, I guess I go after Rin. There's a possibility if he has a third Rin, he just lets this happen, but I mean, that's fine by me too, because then I'd keep the Chariot. So yeah, I don't think he lets this happen no matter what. Yep, I accept. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Just in case. I mean, that's fair. There's no reason not to do that, right? I have no way to give this death touch or anything weird like that. Honestly, I didn't think... I am going to pop the clue. It is possible that I can keep playing off the top. Yeah. So I got to make sure I still have enough for Rin. I do, so that's exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. So happy to have done that. We're getting to the point now where we're just going to be far enough ahead that we can start attacking and really applying some pressure.
Do not underestimate the forest because of its beauty. The entire forest.
Yeah, next turn we're crashing in with all the tree folk. Yeah, he's decided the same thing. Next turn is the turn. Alright, well that felt good. Yeah. Weird game. I told you, I tend to play the mono green matchup in a very grindy way. I tend to try and fully leverage level 3 Rangers class with the synergies, with the clues from Tracker, with the ability to cycle through lands off the top with Rin and 7, and Chariot sometimes making copies of the clue tokens. I didn't actually see what that card was, that uncommon that I earned for some reward or another. That's okay. So we're 1-1 for the league, or event, so we're going to keep on going. So Remus, you said you're playing the Gruul Wolf deck. How long have you been playing Arena? Is that your kind of the deck you started playing, as the deck you built after your starter decks, or is that just the deck you built for this type 2, but you've played other things in the past? I am interested at some point in making a historic deck just to kind of, I won't have the ability to do like a lot of other streamers do and play a variety of decks on any given day. I just don't have the card availability for that, but I feel as though if I build a historic deck, I would be able to provide a little bit of differentiation in content. It's a deck that made me want to start playing. Okay, and I'm currently on my third week playing Magic. Hey, well, congratulations, welcome, welcome. So, we've been playing Arena probably for. Well, actually, you've been playing less than me, even though you seem to know way more about Arena than I do. This is a terrible hand. Boy, if the Blizzard Brawls are good though, if this is mono white, this is actually a pretty good mono white hand. Anything else I might have time to draw out of, so we're gonna try it. Okay, so how did you find out about Magic as a thing to begin with? How did you get exposed to Magic? I remember I played, way back in like '95 as a middle schooler. And it just happened to be our shop teacher played Magic and got a lot of us kids playing Magic. But yeah, how did you get introduced to Magic or Arena just by itself? I guess, do you play Magic outside of Arena, or do you play strictly Arena? Ooh, okay, that's a ways away, but still a good hit off there. Consider. And the Blizzard Brawls are pretty dead in this matchup, so pretty sad. But I've got plenty of time to draw out of this. Okay. Yep. Arena heard me that the Brawls were not going to be that good, and decided to help me out and give me another one. I'm obsessed with card games and was just looking for one to play after Yu-Gi-Oh became sucky. Oh, what's happened to Yu-Gi-Oh lately that's made it sucky? I'm not aware. I've never actually played any other card game regularly. I've played a couple on mobile clients. Like I played SoulForge when that was a thing. I played most recently Legends of Runeterra for a little bit. But I've never played another physical card game. I always felt like I was just too obsessed with Magic, and I wanted to just play more Magic, and it just never seemed to work out. I didn't know the cards as well, and then I'd get frustrated, and I just knew the Magic cards so well. And now it's funny because I don't know any of the Magic cards. I'm constantly having to read them because I don't know what's going on. Okay, so he foretold. I'm interested in just activating a Faceless and just attacking with both. So we're going to do that. I mean, technically, if he has nothing, he is dead next turn, right? The chances of that are pretty slim. But, okay, yeah. Really? 5. Oh, okay, so now now I can only do 8. Because I can't replay and also attack with the Haven. But I can just replay and then attack with the Wolf. He could bounce the Wolf with the 1 mana bounce spell. That would be terrible, but I mean, what else am I doing this turn? Playing the Tracker? Like, I think he's going to have to sweep. If he bounces the Wolf, he doesn't have to sweep. Yeah, I think this is what I'm doing. I'm going to try and make him have to spend more mana and then hopefully get there with the Haven. Yep, Haven lethal next turn. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has become more like Solitaire and less back and forth. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see how that would be an issue. I do enjoy a good Solitaire deck from time to time. I have been known to play a combo deck in my time playing Magic. Honestly, one of the main reasons for that, though, is, when I was playing a lot of Magic, I was one of my only friends that had a family. I have a wife, we have a child. And so, a lot of them would be up at the shop playtesting, and I'd be at home. And so I wouldn't have anybody to play test with. And so if I did want to try and, test for a tournament or whatever, a lot of times it was easier to pick a deck that I could just goldfish. And so there was a long period of time where I played a lot of combo decks. But when I am playing a lot of Magic in person, I really like the the combat oriented kind of focus on back and forth kind of tit for tat play. So I can definitely see how having that be the norm can be discouraging in a card game. Now, how are they with like bannings and things like when a card gets out of hand and causes those play patterns that are unhealthy in Magic? A lot of times they'll ban the card. Do they do that in Yu-Gi-Oh? Don't get me wrong, combat decks are fun. I just like some variation. Yeah, for sure. For sure. They are fun from time to time, but yeah, if that's the only thing going on, it gets a lot less fun. Well, this is almost a hand that's not awkward mana-wise, right? We don't have triple snow, but we don't have the brawl anyways. Um, the only problem with this is the only 2-drop that we currently have is the Cobra. I normally don't like to play the Cobra on 2 because if it gets killed, you don't get any acceleration out of it. I am still going to play it on 2, and if it dies, fine, I'll play the Tracker. If not, I can go ahead and try and enact turn 3 Chariot, turn 4 Ren. So yeah, this is definitely a keep. Remember, we only have the one layer, so there's not a chance of us drawing another layer to kind of come and tap later. So this is pretty free. Honestly, I could have even waited till turn 2 to do that. The only reason to do that would be if I draw either a Blizzard Brawl or a third Snowland. I could have already had worked towards making Brawl active just for this matchup. But we didn't, and we didn't draw the Brawl, so not punished, but definitely something that I should have done, I believe. In the Yu-Gi-Oh community, the most exciting day is Banlist Day because of the amount of degenerate things that pop up every month or so. Okay, alright, fair enough. So, good old Banlist Day. I like it. The Aspirant. They always have the Aspirant. I had the 4th land anyways. I think trading for this while I can with the Cobra. The Cobra is going to become a liability pretty soon. I think I'm just trading here. There have been ban lists where 30 plus cards get hit. Holy cow. How many cards come out in like a single set? I mean, are the individual power level on cards that high? That's super interesting. I never would have thought that. 30 cards. That's amazing. Can you imagine? And we complain in, oh, well, there goes the Chariot. That's fine. Um, It's unfortunate that the clue is my only token right now because I'm not interested in powering down the Tracker, but I'm also not interested in not doing anything next turn, which is currently my game plan. Unless I draw a Tetrahedron, or Florahedron, which is not great anyways. Power Creep in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the worst of any card game because they don't have format. Oh, so all the cards are just legal. So the 30 cards that are getting banned are not necessarily new cards. So it's just any cards that interact with the recently printed cards. Okay, that makes more sense. So yeah, if Legacy was, or Vintage was our our only format, and they monitored it more closely, I bet we would probably have some pretty major bannings as well. So that's understandable. So there's no formats in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's interesting. I did not know that. Are we playing this Florahedron? What are we doing with it? I think we're playing it as a land. The only reason I think, well, no, we're not. We might need blockers. The only reason I was thinking about playing it with the land is just to make sure we keep hitting land drops to make Ren relevant, but I really don't think that's what's going to keep us from winning this game. I'm going to go ahead and attack. If he trades, great. If he doesn't trade, great, because it's got Vigilance. I really don't care. Yep. Now, am I interested in cracking the clue? Well, I don't have to make that decision now. Hey, Ramus with the follow. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I say sir. I guess I don't know that for sure. Sir, ma'am, or person. Thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. Well, making the mono white deck think is okay. Okay, so he has a second Spellbinder to take the Ren. However, because of the the Tetrahedron, no, the Florahedron, I almost said it right, and then I corrected myself to wrong. Because we played the Florahedron, we will be able to play the Chariot next turn. And if we hit another land drop, then we will be able to play the Ren after that. Because I am for sure getting tokens next turn to repower the tracker, I think I am going to crack my clue end of turn, just to hopefully ensure that I hit that next land drop to get Ren into play. I will need that Ren eventually to start eating these flyers, or at least trading with the flyers, right? I mean, if I can get him to trade the tracker for this other Spellbinder, I'd be very happy. Yeah, we're definitely cracking the clue here. Huntmaster is also very good. Would I rather have Huntmaster or Chariot? I think the answer to that is Chariot. Because he's enacting the flying plan with the Spellbinders, I am interested in trying to get Ren down the turn after the turn after this, and then immediately attack and make a second Tree Folk. That plan does fall flat if I don't hit a land next turn, but then I can always reconsider playing the Tovolar at that point. He's got 4 cards in hand. He's not going to not play a spell, and I'm not interested in taking a turn off to play a spell at this juncture. I don't have a 3/3 wolf to trade with this anyways, and probably it's getting pumped by the Aspirin again anyhow. So yeah, I think we're just playing Chariot here. I'm honestly super happy if he trades here. Yep. He agrees that is the way that I win this game. Let's see. I really like playing monocolored strategies just because of the simple mana situations. Yeah. It's definitely easier on the rare wild cards, right? That's definitely one of the reasons that I decided to build mono green. Like you were saying, we both had a rule strategy, and we both have mana bases that are probably not ideal. And I feel like that's pretty common. I will say I'm very vested in, for Crimson Vow, one of the first things I'm going to do is purchase whatever mana base with wild cards that I want to build for the new set. Because I do think it's one of those things that, you know, I'm going to get so much life out of throughout the time that the lands are available. Okay, so we're dead if we don't hit a land this turn. Really no other way around it. If we do hit a land, though, I think we have stabilized. Chaplain makes 0 difference. Adversary without being pumped makes 0 difference. Land? No, but a brawl. But a brawl, though. So I have to kill this Spellbinder. This one takes me down to 1. Obviously not ideal, but so this turn if I attack with the tracker, he can just block with the Chaplain because it will come back and I'll have to deal with another flyer. However, if I'm killing this, I'm still, the turn that I get the Ren in play, I'm gonna get 2 Tree Folk. So I don't think that's the biggest problem in the world. And like I said before, I do gotta start getting them dead. However, if I play the Brawl, I cannot also play the Huntmaster, but I have to play the Brawl. So I'll just gotta play the Brawl and also play the Troll. No. You guys don't get to attack. You've used the free pack codes already. Yeah, so thank you for mentioning that, though, because I don't think it's very well advertised anywhere. I just happened to be, scouring some message boards and came across that and just had to really search them out and end up finding a site that had them all listed. And I believe, redeemed them all. I have not redeemed the most current one, honestly, the Um, I forget the one for like 2,000 free experience, and the card styles or whatever. Um, I'm not super interested in the card styles. I'm happy playing with the regular cards. And as far as the 2000 experience, I did have enough gems to purchase the Mastery Pass this time. But I'm going to complete it without the experience. So I'm hoping that the code is going to be active long enough to use it when the new set comes out so I can use it towards that Mastery Pass. What do you think about the Mastery Pass? Is it worth it? I kind of felt like the gems I mean, it's 30, what, 3,400, 3,600, but you get, I think, 1,200 of that back in gems, along with, like, I don't know, so like 12,000 gold maybe. Since I'm only using my gems for drafts anyways, uh, and you also get the draft token, I felt like it was worth it. You get, what, 8 mythics from the new set as well. And since mythics obviously seem like the hardest thing to get a hold of, I felt like it was worth it. But I'm open to opinions. So what do you think about the Mastery Pass? Did you get it? Do you think it's worth it? I don't know. I think it's definitely worth it if you play a decent amount. Okay, cool. Right on. Okay, that's kind of late to the party. I can't imagine that being the thing that turns the tide of the game. So, um, that is what it is. I'm assuming he's going to flash this back. No. Oh, okay. I mean, if you have a Cathar, this isn't going to turn the tide, but it definitely makes sense. What do you target? I don't even know. Okay, the old growth troll. Fine, whatever. I mean, it's really weird that you would do that this turn because I have the Ren. The only way that I win this game is to hit a land, play Ren, and have a blocker. So it's very weird not to wait a turn to take the Tree Folk with the Ren, or with the Cathar, or to at least take the Floral Hedron to prevent me from playing the Ren. I think that was definitely a misplay. I didn't get it because this season is pretty close to over, but I might get the Crimson Vow Mastery Pass. Yeah, for sure. That was kind of how I was. I came at the very end of the previous the previous season, so I definitely I didn't even have the gems to have purchased it if I wanted to. I was still figuring out how to even get gems, to be quite honest. Finally figured out that I could, spend gold to draft, get paid out in gems. So figured that one out. All right, we definitely have to fire up the chariot. I guess I have to do it with the tracker. As well, and unfortunately I'm still just dead, right? No, I'm gonna have 4 blockers. I can't do the cat, so I have to do it with the tracker. No, I miscounted anyways. Okay, yep, I was dead, but I mean he could have just attacked. I don't know how I couldn't count to 5. 4 blockers, 5 attackers. I'm at 1. Yeah, I'm definitely surviving there, right? So we almost pulled that out. I feel as though the longer the game goes on against mono white, the mono green deck does start to get some percentage points in this matchup. Obviously, our individual cards are a lot more powerful than theirs, but we didn't quite get there. That's okay. Good game, sir. Oh, brutal, brutal, brutal. So what are we, 2-2, or are we 1-2? Have we only won 1 game? Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. We've come close a bunch, though. We've been close to winning. No, we are 2-2. Okay, 2-2. We're still even. So you're saying there's a chance. Zlossel. The hits keep on coming with these hands. Boy. Yep. Some days you just mulligan. I am hesitant to play standard event because my deck isn't complete yet. Should I still try it? Um, I think so. As you can tell, mine is not, like I said, mine is not quote unquote complete. I don't have the other two trolls. I'm playing some other things instead. Um, Here's the thing, it comes down to what you think your rate will be. I feel like you play most of the same decks in the standard events as you do just on ladder or just, with the regular play button. And if that's the case, you have to ask yourself, will I get close to a 50% win rate, right? Because, if you, I mean, the math is a little bit tricky because the payout is not linear. I think to break even, I'm a math guy by default. Actually, my degree is in mathematics, so I've kind of thought about this a little bit. And I think if I recall correctly, in order to break even, you need like a 56% win rate in the standard events over time to break even on gold. But what that's not considering is that you're still new like me, so you don't have a lot of the cards. So you're basically treading water or losing gold very slowly. You're definitely not losing gold as fast as you're gaining it from the daily quest anyways. And you're gaining those cards, right? So even if you're winning less than 56 or so percent, you're losing gold very slowly and you're gaining those cards that you wouldn't be gaining if you're just playing on ladder or on the regular play. So I definitely think it's worth it. And as your deck becomes more competitive, or at least just, once you start tweaking it for the metagame, you can actually earn gold by playing the standard events, which is obviously better than just playing for free and not. So I definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely worth it to do, even if your deck's not quote unquote perfect. I think a lot of the decks on here, you'll see some questionable card choices. I think everybody's kind of in the same boat as us, or at least the majority of people are. Since I didn't play the Cobra last turn, I'm kind of pressed in for just Cobra plus Class this turn in case I don't hit the land drop next turn. I can still just play Troll, I think. I'm definitely Cobraing. I'm deciding between another class or just pumping this one. I think I'm just pumping this one. My thought process is against red-blue. I just don't want to commit more to the board in case they burn down my house, and then I'll be able to play the other one to at least get back on board. Let's see. I suppose so. I guess I can give it a shot later because my current deck win rate is around roughly 60%. Wow, congratulations. Yeah, I don't know what mine is. It's something that I'm assuming I can also start tracking in the MTG Assistant. If not, I know there's some way to track it. I could do it myself, but I'm way too lazy for that. I just kind of eyeball it. I don't know. But yeah, if your win rate's around 60%, I say definitely give it a try. All I see is epiphanies, so I don't know if I want to put myself through that. Well, yeah, but as you can see, we've only played Epiphany a couple times tonight, and not all of those have been Izzet either, right? We played the blue-black deck that I'm assuming ran Epiphany, and then we played the Esper deck that may or may not have run Epiphany. We played the red-black deck, which, well, it had Goldspan, but it probably didn't have Epiphany unless it just didn't draw its blue, but... a lot of mono white though, so I don't know how your build of Rule does against mono white. My build is still pretty weak to mono white. I would say that's definitely more of the issue, in my opinion. But it's what you like playing against too. So yeah, if you really don't like playing against Epiphany, I definitely understand that sentiment. What are we doing here? I'm playing the land. No, I'm not, because I still couldn't do the abundance in combat. I wouldn't need to kick it anyways. I'm just attacking here. I don't need to do anything else, I don't think. Where am I putting the counter? Probably on the Cobra, right? Because if he's going to bounce something with Divide by 0, I'd rather it be the Cobra than the Troll. Okay, going to 6. I like it. I like it. Now, the debate here, right, is... do I run out the chariot. The positives to the chariot are it would survive the burn down the house that might be coming. Although right now I could not muster the 4 power to crew it next turn unless I top deck something. The other consideration would be he could definitely have a counter spell here. This could be a saw it coming. He could divide it by 0, but that also means I don't give him the opportunity to memory deluge, and I think that's worth it because if he has to dig for the burn, he might not be able to counter this. He might just be incentivized to let it go in and try and deluge into turn, which I think is what's happening. I'm pretty sure he'll deluge here. Or if this is the foretold the thing. Or unexpected, yeah, he's drawing cards. Like, he's spending 4 mana to draw cards. That's what he's doing. Mono White thrashes me because their goal is to play 2 spells per turn, which counters Day Night perfectly. Yep. Until you run them out of cards, right? They can only sustain that for so long because they don't have any card draw. So it's really, really rough to get traction against Mono White. I definitely understand that. From my build as well has trouble with that. But, you know, if you just try and play for the grindy game, trade wherever you can. Just trade any material off that you can possibly get them to trade. Run them out of cards, and then they no longer can really afford to hold a card back to be able to play 2 cards a turn. Sometimes you can get some wins. I mean, it's still not going to be great, but that's kind of been my strategy that I've used to at least steal a game here and there. I accept your extra turn, sir. I mean, is he gonna chain him? Does he have the ability to chain him? He's only got 6 lands, so he can't like do the copy spell thingamajigger, whatever that's called. I don't know the names of cards yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting better. But yeah, he definitely can't chain them, but he could definitely play another one from hand here, attack with the birds, have 4 birds for blockers. Short of that, though, I don't know how he's getting out of this. He'd need like 2 divide by zeros plus some chump blocks, I guess, gets him. Yep, so there's 1 divide by 0. Interesting that he's not doing that on my turn. I guess it doesn't really matter, but it does. Well, I guess it makes sense if he's going to cast a spell that he's learning on his. So if the spell he's getting is a sorcery, it makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough, good sir. So you go up to 8. It does allow me to play the troll to crew the chariot, though. Which means he has to chump block at least one of the 4s. So he's taking at least 5. Not sure that was worth, but what do I know? Well, that would be good if I draw another land and the Cobra's still in play. A lot has to go right for that to be good, but I guess, you know, first things first, let's see if we can just kill him. If not, worry about how we're getting that Huntmaster into play after that. Why would you block the 3/3 instead of the 4/4? Oh, because you have a burn spell. Makes sense. You know, to be honest with you, I'm terrible about looking over here and seeing the treasure tokens. Galvanic Iteration is a copy spell. Thank you, Remus. I'll learn them eventually. You know, to be fair, I need to know them if I'm going to be talking to you guys. That answers that question exactly. Because he's going to kill it. Yeah, I need to know the names if I'm going to be talking to you guys. But honestly, I feel as though, for myself, as long as I know what the card does and how much it costs, so I know if he can play it or not, that's kind of how I view things. But at one point, you know, I was joking with a buddy of mine when we used to play Magic that, you know, I was like, wait, the cards have pictures, you know, because really, you know, a lot of times when I'd just be goldfishing decks. I wouldn't even bother to build the deck and put it in the sleeves that I'd be shuffling a whole bunch and ruining sets of sleeves. I would just proxy a lot of my decks and, you know, just draw on the back of whatever commons I had lying around. So, um, sometimes I wouldn't bother to put the names on them. I'd just write the casting costs and a few words to remind me of what it did. Um, but yeah, we've come a long way from that. Okay, Blue Dragon. I don't know what this does. Okay, it shrinks a thing. It shrinks two things. It shrinks three things. Okay, cool. For 7 mana, I don't think that's anywhere close to playable, but it's a card I now have. The plugin also tracks the win rate. I missed that earlier, but good, thank you. I'm definitely going to check that out. When I do in the stream tonight, I'm just going to go to bed. It's 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, so that'll probably be pretty soon. I'm probably going to finish this league or event or whatever it is. Whenever that gets done, I'm probably going to call it. But tomorrow, I'll definitely check that out and try and set that up so I can start tracking and seeing where I really stand with this thing. I don't know why I just make it a point to learn all the card names when I play the card. Yeah, I mean, I will too. Don't get me wrong. I will know the names. I'm just not gonna, you know, not stream until I do, you know, because I think it'll be better content once I do. I'm just gonna learn them as I go, and I completely agree with you. The more I play with that card against that card, I will learn the name. So. No surprise that we have another awkward hand here. 2 Blizzard Brawls with not necessarily much to do with them. If my Cobra died or if the Brawls were not getting the matchup, I would have no chance. So we're just going to mulligan. Hey, perfect Blizzard Brawl hand. 3 lands, all snow, 2 forests. Where is the Brawl? Where's the Brawl? We should be that lucky, right? We should be that lucky. Definitely putting back one of the classes here. We just got 2, 3, 4. And then obviously if we haven't drawn anything later to do with our mana, we can start pumping it into the class. Looks like maybe a Blood in the Snow deck. Definitely looking like a Blood in the Snow deck. I don't have a great win rate against Blood in the Snow, but I do feel as though it's definitely a winnable matchup. You know, it seems like we have so much grind that it's easy to get through 1 or 2 sweepers. It just depends on how much I have to commit to the board, what exactly kind of the board states are when he's able to learn and what he can do, and with his lessons and that sort of thing. Brawl is there when you don't want it, but never there when you do. Yeah, that seems to be the case tonight, right? Okay. We have just we have had the hands tonight. So he's already got the field rolled up for my Haven. He's got his own Haven. That is one thing about this mono black snow deck. They run more non-snow lands than I would ever dream of, and yet they still seem to have no problems with their mana. But maybe if I was playing that deck, I would have those problems too. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, guys. Maybe it's just me. Okay. I'm happy to have the 4th land rolled up for the Chariot. I'm never going to be able to attack with multiple Havens this early, so I think I'm just playing the Forest. The question is, am I pumping up the Ranger class or am I playing the Tracker? It's way too early to start thinking about a sweeper. Actually, no, it's not, because the sweeper he could have next turn is Meathook Massacre, right? So am I really interested in running out the Tracker? I still think the answer is yes. I get the clue. Next turn, I can still Chariot, and then I can, like in this matchup, this is definitely a matchup where a lot of times I'll just start copying clues with Chariot if I get the chance, right? So I'm going to go ahead and play the Tracker pre-combat. He's got 1 mana up. I don't know what he would do for 1 mana anyways. The only 1 mana removal spell I can think of is the sorcery-based, what is it, Bloodchief's Thirst, I think. If there is an instant speed spell, I can't think of it, and it's kind of giving it away. If I don't play the Tracker before combat, but I don't pump Rangers class up, he knows I'm going to play something post-combat anyway, so I think he probably takes the 2 just to see what that is. Witch here. Oh, Witch plus Hunt. So he's just making a whole bunch of little dudes to try and buy as much time as possible. Can't say I'm mad at him. It's definitely going to be annoying. Would love to have a brawl here at this point, but will not get that lucky. I'm not interested in taking a turn off to pump up the Rangers class. I'm also not interested in this wolf trading for the 2 pests, I don't believe. Am I? Honestly, I don't care about that, right? Yeah, I think I'm attacking with both here. Yeah, let's just attack with both. I am playing 2 creatures off the chariot, so the Sedgemoor Witch will not be able to attack. He's not interested in attacking. He just wants to trade everything. So he is decidedly the control deck in this matchup, which I'm somewhat surprised. Like, normally the Sedgemoor Witch builds try and be more kind of, you know, that aggro control, kind of chip in for damage while controlling the board. So I'm surprised to see him go straight for the trade off everything. He's definitely the control role. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly, because I've got double chariot, double Wrenn, which are harder for the black deck to interact with. He hasn't shown me a splash color yet. It's possible he's on the deck that's got one of a basic to Field of Ruin for or Playoff Treasures. I've seen that be blue for the Test of Talents. I've also seen that be green. I'm not sure what the green was for, but I've definitely seen maybe it was Binding of the Old Gods. I'm not sure. I don't think I saw, or maybe it was, honestly, it might have just been for the lesson for 3 mana that kills an enchantment, because otherwise mono black really can't deal with the Rangers class. Let's see. It's better to eat the meat hook before you Wrenn in 7 for a smaller token. Yeah. I think I didn't see that. I'm like 2 turns past, I think, the turn where we made that decision. But I agree with your assessment. You got to bite the bullet and just get the meat hook out there, I think. Oh, and it's waiting on me. Sorry, opponent. I was busy reading chat. And let's see. He played a land and didn't do much else. He's got a bunch of mana up. So he's definitely got something. It might be that he just wants to trade the Haven for the Chariot, but he's definitely representing something, because there's no reason not to play this if you're not going to do something else, which would include oh no, Field of Ruin's 2 to activate, so he couldn't do both. So okay, we're just going to take a turn. I think we're just playing Wrenn, using Wrenn to crew the Chariot. But then I think I'm not supposed to copy the Tree Folk. I think if he doesn't have a sweeper, I'm gonna be able to close out with the 1 Tree Folk plus the Facelesses and the random 2/2s. So I'm interested in just starting to amass card advantage if he does sweep me. So that's the game plan. The other option would have been just to get Rangers class to level 3, but since it's not level 2 yet, I couldn't do that this turn anyways, so not super interested in doing that.
Because of its beauty. The will of the woods is made manifest.
If all he's doing is trading the Chariot for the Faceless, that's obviously great for me because I have the second Chariot. If it's something else, then it is what it is. There's that kill spell. I mean, there's a bunch of kill spells he could have. He's mono black, right? He does what he wants. Yep. So that would be one of them. I accept, sir. So now I do get to attack with the kitties because he can't eat it with the Haven. So at least that's something. So if he sweeps next turn, I get the choice between attacking with a Faceless Haven or playing a Chariot. That doesn't change that. And I think I'll probably play the Chariot. I think with him still in 16, I'm not going to apply enough pressure to him fast enough by just attacking with a Faceless Haven. Okay.
Are you enraptured by my beauty?
So
In
I can
exchange
guarantee
for
that the
loyalty.
Lawlith dies if I attack with everything. However, he probably then just lets it all go. I can also ignore Lawlith, but Lawlith is really good against Ren and 7. I know I've also got a couple of cats, but they're not really helping too much. The menace on the spiders is very good. So what I think I might do is attack both cats at Lawlith, and then the tree folk at him, to start applying pressure. And either he has to trade both spiders for both cats, or give up his Lawlith. He could definitely be setting up to let the Lawlith die and then Blood in the Snow and get it back next turn, but there's really not much I can do about that. The only thing I can do about that is just play the second Chariot, so the turn after he Blood in the Snows, I can Ren to equip the Chariot and start rebuilding. So these two are going here. This is going here. Honestly, is there any way that he punishes me for not doing the Ren and 7 pre-combat? Like, could he... I guess not mono black, but this is definitely something to consider against a red matchup or something. I definitely should have ticked Ren up before going to combat, because now if he did kill it, I wouldn't have gained advantage off of it this turn. That was definitely a mistake. Okay, so he's letting Lawlith die,
You win this round.
which means my Ren will die next turn, even if I play the Chariot, because I can only block one. Well, no, because I'm going up, so I'm going up. It'll prevent me from making it another
Foster much growth here.
another token next turn. Because I unblock one of them, he can swing through and trade and knock the Ren down to 1. I could have also played the Lotus Cobra first, played the land, and still got the Chariot on the board, but I'm not interested in doing that because he has to Blood and Stone, I'm pretty sure, to be able to stay in the game anyways, so I'm not interested in committing more to the board. I could have at least played the land. Yeah. I thought maybe holding it to, further accelerate on the follow-up, but it might have been worth it to crack the clue into turn, honestly. Yeah. Probably not the best here. Okay, so he's not Blood in the Snow. He's probably, if he's not Blood in the Snow, he's probably dropping the Pest Summon just to make some more blockers, yeah, and just kind of take a turn off, just do some chumping, some life gaining, learning off this. Although if he's missing a land drop, he can't get Mascot Expedition, so I'm not sure what his next lesson would be. Probably just another Environmental Sciences to start hitting those land drops. I obviously don't want to give him land, but I don't think I'm not attacking just to not have him block with the Eye Twitch. That seems like a recipe for not winning the game. So the question here is, since he didn't Wrath, I don't think I want to take down the Ren, despite the fact that I have the second Ren in hand. I am interested in just going up again. I don't want to commit anything else to the board either, so I think I'm just going to get Ranger's Class up to level 3 this turn. So how much do I want to attack with? I can definitely attack with the Chariot by crewing with 2 of the cats, get another token, attack with the token and the Chariot. Yeah, I think that's fine. I am going to go ahead and up pre-combat this time. Get a couple more land, that's exciting. I'm going to go ahead and play the land, he knows I have it anyways. And since I'm going to be doing this anyways, I'm going to go ahead and level it at least once. And I'm putting the counter on the Chariot to play better against the Sweeper. I don't know, I think we're in pretty good shape this game so far. Um, you know, nothing too crazy is happening. He's gaining some life. He did not train in the eye twitch. I thought for sure that was going to be a block with one of the pests and then an eye twitch. I'm really curious what he plans on doing with that eye twitch. Yeah, I don't know. I think you win this. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good for this at this point, Remus. I agree, sir. Sir, ma'am, or person. I guess. I don't know. Can't really tell by the username, so I guess I shouldn't assume. Even though this is a male-dominated space, unfortunately. So I guess I'm just playing the odds. So, yeah, I think I just trade cat for a token, eat the eye twitch. So I guess he got to learn this tournament. I could also just not block the eye twitch and have Rin go to 1. I really don't care about Rin making another token. I'm winning. I don't think I'm blocking the eye twitch, honestly. So because of that, maybe I block the 1 like this in case of any shenanigans. Yeah, I think that's fine. If he has a way to sack eye twitch, whatever, but I'm not just going to let him do it for free.
We may bend, but never break.
Okay. There it is. I accept, sir. What does he get back, Lawlith? I think he gets back Lawlith. Yep. So now I can go up with the existing Rin, play another Rin, tick down, crew the chariot, attack. Okay. So he got his mascot anyways.
My power is for annihilation.
So if I do play out that line, the unfortunate part about that is that the Rin will die to the spiders. Well, I guess to the spider, because I'll attack Rin, or I'll attack Lawlith with the chariot. He will defend. I wish I had one more minute. The one turn I didn't play that forest is really a bother right now, because otherwise I could actually fire up the Haven, attack with it, and then post combat, since it has vigilance, also play Rin. And I can't do that because I'm a mana short, and I didn't play a land that turn, and that's frustrating. So we're going up.
Every seed.
Okay, still have a land on top for Rangers class. Yeah. I don't think I've played this turn very well, to be quite honest.
I will protect.
I still think we're winning, but it's a lot more questionable than it was last turn. The Rangers class is also not helping a ton here. Okay.
I'm sure you
I guess he wants to make sure that I'm not going to play another blocker. Which I guess... Am I even interested in doing? I don't think so. I think I'd rather have the Clue than the Lotus Cobra in play. I don't think I want to crack the Clue. I want to keep the Clue for turns where I want to keep Rangers class going, so I am going to play a Cobra. So... I guess his play was correct not to keep his Lawlith alive, because then I would have kept my Ren alive. Interesting. Hey, Remus, since you seem to know a lot more about Arena than I do, are there keyboard shortcuts for the passing through the phases? Like, can I hit P for pass and R for resolve or anything like that? I always forget to hit the mouse. I'd much rather just click a button on the keyboard.
regenerate.
Okay. I'm not sure. You can see the key bindings in the menu though. Okay. Alright, cool. I'll check that out. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. I thought we were doing okay this game, but that second Blood in the Throw, the third time that I'm having to deal with this Lawlith, it's causing some problems right now. I'm not going to lie. So here I can sack a clue to try and get through the chariot, or I can just fire up the Haven to attack with the chariot, but that's not really good because I don't have any tokens to make right now. Well, yeah, I have the clue actually, so yeah, I think I'm more interested in doing that. I'm gonna fire up the Haven, crew the chariot. So now he's keeping us Lawlith alive.
We will slay our enemies.
Alright. Let's see where we're at. Yeah. Lawlith in play when he's gonna now play the mascot expedition is kind of a big deal. I think we've gone from being favored to being behind again. That one turn that I said I didn't play very well was was very costly. Oh, so yeah, we're just Onyx. Why play Mascot Expedition when you can play Onyx? I agree, sir. That is a good choice.
If I won't be given a second chance, I'll make my... sorry, you don't make the grade.
I don't make the grade? So I think now I've lost the advantage of being able to keep these tokens to uncover the top off Ranger's class. Yeah, it's an unfortunate turn of events this this game has been. I don't know. I might not be playing that well though. It is almost 2 o'clock. I might be getting tired at this point. I think I am going to crack one of these clues. Like I said, I'd rather clear stuff off the top with Ranger's class for them, but wow. Okay, so I can attack Onyx with both Faceless Havens, which will they'll chump block both. If they chump block both, they can actually kill one with the Ghoul. They don't need the treasure for anything. It's still got to be the play though, right? Actually, no. So I use one to crew the chariot, and then the other one I can pump with Ranger's class so it won't trade. At least that's something. At least that's something. If I attack both into Onyx, he's just going to let Onyx die, right? Which is fine for me. I mean, what else am I doing with my guys this turn? I mean, yeah. Get another clue. Okay, he's not. He's interested in keeping Onyx alive. I guess that makes sense. He's gonna play Mascot Expedition next turn and have plenty of blockers to keep Onyx alive for another turn. Lawlith is also going up very quickly at this point. I think we're in trouble, boys.
Let's go digging.
Yep.
Aren't I the generous one?
Man, Ranger's class doing work. Working me over. If I crack even one clue, I cannot activate both havens, but I gotta start doing something more high impact than what I've been doing. That's high impact. I'm sure he's got tons of way to kill a creature. And he's got tons of cards in hand, so I'm not going to be able to get it to flip on his turn. I can pass my next turn, though, if it's still alive. And start fighting things. So you're saying there's a chance. How many lands is it going to give you? Yeah, quite a few, apparently. Quite a few. What does this say? Oh, okay. Yep, accept. Bummer, man. Well, I guess that's a removal spell he did not spend on the Huntmaster. So that's good. But it also means he doesn't even have to lose a spider to keep his Onyx alive, which is bad. So I'm at 15 lands already, 16 because of the one on top. Have I had any lands? Yeah, he killed one as well, so 17 lands.
Go, my children.
Yeah. We don't have many left. I guess that's... we might be able to pop off with this Rangers class at some point. I think I'd love to get another Rin just to be able to zero it and get all these lands in play. That'd be great. Oh, and there goes the Huntmaster. That's okay. There's one more. One more. He's got all the time in the world, though. And eventually this Onyx is just going to drain me out, right? Yeah. Pretty sure this is an L, boys. On the plus side, he killed the chariot, so now I can play the other one. On the minus side, it's much smaller than the one I had. Okay, well, we're definitely going off the top as heavy as I can. I gotta start remembering to check the auto tapper, because if I'm playing off the top, I definitely should have tapped one of the havens here. That's unfortunate, but live and learn. Okay. I doubt he's going to give me the opportunity to steal a game with this. I can keep it in hand, though. If I get down another Rin and he's forced to try and swing into it with a few things to get it cleared out, I might be able to drop this and kind of win out of nowhere. It gives me a line. It gives me some sort of play. It gives me hope. So an Old Growth Troll will be kind of nice. I agree. Some trampoline action. That's what we're hoping for. If he could only see my hand, he's probably cursing himself. Like, he's got so much gas. You know, he had another chariot. Really? He's still got 6 cards in hand. Oh, my God. Little does he know. Sometimes that's something that I think we kind of don't take enough advantage of. And I'm probably not doing a good job of that this game, right? I don't know how I should be playing differently, but the fact that I have 6 cards in hand could force my opponent to play a lot more conservatively than he is, given how I'm currently playing the game. Yeah, Meat Hook Massacre, I mean, I'm just dead to a Meat Hook Massacre. I've kind of accepted that. He's already played 2 Blood in the Snows. I don't think they normally play 4 Meat Hooks, right? They normally play 1 to 2 along with the Blood in the Snows. I just have to... I mean, basically, these creatures that I'm putting into play are just drawing through my deck. You know, I don't want to draw them one at a time, and to play multiples, I just have to put them into play. So I'm perfectly fine getting meat hooked here. It probably will in the game just because of the amount of drain that'll happen, but you know, it is what it is. This opponent's probably really pissed at me. I've got one one timeout. He's got 4. Yeah, definitely not playing. Usually 2 Blood in the Snow and 3 meat hooks. Oh, okay. So I had that wrong. Got it. Duly noted, sir. Yeah, it definitely looks like something something is afoot. It also sucks that he shuffled away my unnatural growth because now he is swinging with his stuff. He's probably wrathing, but if he's not, then I've lost the ability to to actively do anything about that. Whatever. I'm not going to unnecessarily take any damage. I think it's pretty telegraphed that he's going to wrap the board in some nature here. So clearing out as much stuff, honestly, if it is going to be a meat hook, it's better for me that it's less stuff on the board. If it's another Blood in the Snow, obviously it makes no difference. How does this Lolith only have 1 counter? Didn't stuff just die? Oh, they were tokens. Yeah, never mind. It's just non-tokens, right? No, it's any creature. There it goes. Okay, that was weird, but alright, good. He just hadn't passed priority yet.
And I will cull the weak.
Okay.
Let's go digging.
There we go. 3rd Blood in the Snow. Brutal. Ramus, I mean, come on. We we had to know it was coming, right? At least we get to attach our old growth troll, which lets us pop a clue. You know, we're just looking for the positives here. Looking for the positives.
My will cannot be denied.
Another Sciences. I don't think that's really going to be the game breaker. I think it's funny that he's had this mascot expedition in play the whole time, but he hasn't wanted to play it because he knows he's going to wrap the board like over and over and over again. Getting the Sedgemoor Witch back. Gonna try and aggro me out from here. So he's definitely done a great job. I remember saying at the beginning of the game, like, the builds with Sedgemoor Witch, I'm used to seeing being more aggro controlling. Oh, I didn't crack the clue. I wasn't paying attention. Well, now I have it in case I break on a land this turn, like this. Hey, we're kind of popping off. Kind of popping off. Okay, another Chariot. We bricked. I mean, you know, we recovered just as fast as he did. That's something. Yeah, that thing. I think I'm gonna die before the Onyx Ultimates, but good God, am I just gonna die to it? I don't think I've ever seen anybody die to an Onyx Ultimate. It would be interesting. Okay, we're doing some trading. I like it. I like it. Yeah, kill all the things. I mean, is this another sweeper? Like, why would you do that? Are you that worried about this chariot? You might deck
My
out. What
powers
am I at,
for
like 20 cards?
annihilation.
I'm at 17 cards. Yeah, I mean, I could. I could. My one hope this game is that he gives me an opportunity. Well, never mind. It's just over. All right, so he found the meat hook, and I died. But you know, my one opportunity would be to find the unnatural growth and just
I will get what I want.
just cheese him out that way. But not gonna make it. Good game, sir.
I have impeccable study habits.
Wait, did I not take more damage than that? Oh, that's right. I only take damage off his creatures. He gains life from my creatures. But I don't think I'm going to be able to rebuild fast enough. We'll try, though. We'll keep playing. We'll keep playing. Why the heck not? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we'll play the third chariot and have a ton of blockers again. Ten creatures off the top, yeah, which would be great in a lot of matchups. But all I'm doing is forcing him to play sweeper after sweeper. If I didn't play all those creatures, he would actually probably just play Mascot Expedition, stop playing with his food, and just kill me. But do I want to? I guess I'm still blocking because he's probably just sweeping again. I have to let that live. Maybe he's just interested in trading stuff off so Meat Hook does the dirty work here, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I can't just take the damage or I'm in the same boat, right? Nine, 10, 11, 12. I've got 7 in hand. That's 19. I had 2 in the graveyard. 20, 21. Yeah, so we've drawn 21 lands out of 25. Which, honestly, is not too bad. We've about evened out. Yep, Meat hooked me up. And maybe they have enough spells to finish me off with Onyx. Or he's just Blood and Snow again. So we've been through all 4 Blood in the Snows, right? Yep. All 4 Blood in the Snows, plus a Meat Hook Massacre.
Will be a reward.
We're running them out of cards. Running them out of removal. Yeah.
There has to be an answer.
So I've got 12 cards to his 14. So, oh, well, he just played enough spells to kill me anyways. Okay, good. Well, man, what a brutal game. I was saying earlier that it always feels so much worse to lose a game when it's such a long, drawn-out affair. If you lose a game to mono white, it stings, but it's like, oh, on to the next one. When you spend 30 minutes playing one game, you know, and it's so intense, and then you don't even win, it just feels so bad. And, you know, the other guy's got to feel the same way, so he's relieved to have won. But, yeah, that was a train wreck of a game, I think. I think we definitely played poorly on some key turns, and he definitely had all the removal he needed to make me pay for it. So just couldn't kill the Onyx. He didn't even have to play the Mascot Expedition that he had gotten like 80 billion years ago. That game went on for a while. So anyways, we ended up 3-3 in this one. I'm gonna go ahead and claim my prize, get my uncommons, and we're gonna call it a night on that. Ramos, thanks for hanging out, man. You were here for a while. I really appreciate it. Had some great discussion. Had a awesome couple of topics we talked about. I was happy to learn more about Yu-Gi-Oh, to be quite honest with you. I didn't know that they were in such bad shape with all the bannings and stuff for that. So I'll definitely be checking out what was it called? MTG MTGA Assistant. I'll definitely be checking that out tomorrow. Very interested in learning what that's about. Yeah, and you followed, so if you see me online again, come check me out. I don't have a set schedule yet. Just kind of, you know, streaming when I have time, see if I like it enough to continue to do it on a regular basis. And so far, it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed playing the games. I've enjoyed talking with you guys when you come to chat. So hope to see you again soon. But we're going to call it here. And so good night. Awesome. Glad to hear you'll try and stop in again. We'll see you then.